Still to come tonight, a father and his daughter reunited after 21 years.
I knew it was her. I knew it was her when I walked out of the store.
Finally brought them together will amaze you. Hear their remarkable story just ahead. A father and his daughter separated since she was a baby, but a 1 in a million chance brought them together. Wait until you hear where they were reunited and what brought them together. Here's an amazing story now out of Ventura County. A father who never thought he'd see his daughter again got the surprise of his life. He was reunited with her after nearly 21 years. Laura Evans joins us now from our Ventura County newsroom to tell us all about it. Laura.
Well, Debbie, Bob Chabot was in for the shock of his life when he went shopping at Price Costco last month. Now he and his daughter Michelle are making up for years of lost time.
And she's sitting like laughing like that, laughing like hell. But all right, here we go.
These two exchange laughter like any typical father and daughter, but this relationship is far from typical. Bob Chabot and his daughter Michelle are reunited after 21 years. In 1975, Bob and his wife Jerry divorced. Michelle was 10 months old the last time her father held her. Fearing rejection and dealing with guilt, Bob never made an attempt to find Michelle. Michelle didn't look for him either.
I never wanted to go after him. I just wanted it to just kind of happen.
It just happened last month. Bob went through his daughter's check stand at Price Costco.
I'm looking at his card and his check says Robert J. Chabot. And I go, oh my God.
A tattoo of a seahorse on his arm gave it all away.
When I saw that, I knew.
All of a sudden, my world just literally blew up in front of me. This was the biggest shock of my life.
After the shock, the two exchanged a series of phone messages.
I do not want to cause you problems in your life, especially the way that we met, but I would love the opportunity to meet you and talk with you.
And I hear this message on my machine, and I about flipped.
I myself am a little overwhelmed, but I would like the chance to be able to talk with you.
They officially met for the first time June 30th, and since then they've spent every free moment together.
I can't take back the decision I did 21 years ago. The only thing I can do, and the only thing that we can do, is try and make the most out of every single day that we have.
What's done is done. Forget about the past and move on to the future.
We are just shooting for the stars. The sky is the limit on the future.
Michelle's mom is very supportive of the reunion, as are the family on both sides. Bob says he and his daughter are like two peas in a pod. Debbie?
So, Laura, she didn't just grab him and say, hi, Dad, at the checkout stand?
No, it was very overwhelming for both of them. Now they're grabbing each other and welcoming each other with open arms, but it was a shock.
Oh, wow, I'll say it was. Okay, great. Thanks for that story, Laura.
Grows up wondering where her father is and if they'd ever meet again. And when they finally did,
I started shaking.
But he wouldn't admit he was her father. So how did this 21-year reunion finally come to be? Little girl's dream of finding her long-lost father comes true at the supermarket.
This story may leave some of you with a few tears. It is the story of a girl who grew up without a father, but always dreamed she'd find him. Well, as Tony Cox tells us, one day her dream came true.
There's nothing so precious as a child's dream, especially when that dream is to have a father. This book, handwritten 9 years ago, reveals Michelle Chabot's lifelong desire to see her dad, a man she'd never known.
I wrote that book when I was in the 6th grade.
It says, a thought I keep having is that I just might bump into my real father. Michelle also cherished this tattered photograph of her dad holding her as an infant. She carried it always.
You can't really see much in the picture because you can't see a face shot, but it felt good to see him holding me as a baby.
Bob Chabot's marriage to her mother ended 3 months after Michelle was born in 1975. There were wedding photos her mother kept and pictures of the family together, but those days ended long ago.
I had always hoped that somehow, some way, he would come and find me.
There was no contact for more than 2 decades between Bob Chabot and his only child. That is, until the unbelievable happened. Incredibly, this summer, a 1 in a million encounter brought Michelle and her father face to face. Every day, thousands of people pass through checkout lines at Costco membership stores like this one in Simi Valley, California. Michelle, a cashier here, often joked about seeing her dad.
I've joked about with my friends, oh yeah, you know, he could come through my line at work and I wouldn't even know.
What she didn't know was that Bob Chabot, a decorated Vietnam veteran with a Bronze Star and Purple Heart, would indeed come back into her life. He admits leaving her as an infant and never seeing her was a mistake, but he says he did it because of a bitter divorce and his fear of being a parent.
So you just walked away?
I walked away.
But he was never far away. He stayed in Southern California, got married 3 more times, but had no other children. A car buff, he worked for a custom auto parts manufacturer and settled in Simi Valley. That's where Costco built its newest store, and on June 23rd, he went shopping there. But when he went to the cashier at line 3, Michelle's line, he got the shock of his life.
He gives me the membership card first. I looked at it, and I go, is your last name pronounced Chabot?
She told him her last name is Chabot, that her parents divorced when she was a baby, and that she never met her father.
So I finish his order. He hands me a check, and his check says Robert J. Chabot. And I go, oh my gosh. I go, my dad's name is Robert John Chabot.
Well, now, hold on.
And at this time, he's ghost white.
Just as she said that, I looked at her name tag. That was the first time that I looked at her name tag. I started shaking.
For Michelle, the absolute proof came when Bob turned to leave, revealing the tattoo of a seahorse on his right forearm. She recognized it from an old picture of her dad. The shock was nearly overwhelming.
What am I going to say? Hi, Daddy. I'm your daughter.
Daddy.
No way.
No?
I was too scared.
Bob was scared too, and that night his wife urged him to contact Michelle.
And I said, I can't. I said, the stuffing is coming out of me.
But he changed his mind. Maybe it was her. So that night, he found her telephone number, which was listed, and called her.
Hi, Michelle. I don't know if I have the right person or not. My name is Bob Chabot.
It was the right number. A couple of days later, they formally met for the first time.
Well, we both pulled up at the exact same time, 1:17. I looked at him and I kind of waved. I get out of the car and he had a bouquet of flowers.
It was too good to be true. A loving father-daughter relationship was finally beginning 21 years later.
So do you look more like your dad or like your mom?
I think I look exactly like him. The forehead, the nose, the eyes.
Same eyes.
The two say they talk all the time now and are planning a big family reunion soon. They don't ever plan to be apart again. A little girl's dream for a father finally came true.
My puzzle's complete now.
What do you call him?
Dad. Oh, Dad.
Nice story. Michelle still works at Costco and Bob still shops there. But now when he comes in the shop, everybody knows him as Michelle's dad.